I always say, like, I don't know where I'd be without the bike. Like, honestly, it did save my life. I slept in a bus shelter one night and a graveyard the second.
Graveyard.
Yeah. People said, like, how do you feel like when you finish? And I was like, I don't really know. Like, I don't know if it's really set in.
Shemai Emma.
Shemai Manon.
Welcome back to What's Occurring Femmes, brought to you by Rouvy, hosted by Pinarello.
And today we're joined with our first ever What's Occurring Femmes guest.
Yeah, it's a very special one. Amy Hudson only started cycling in lockdown, and now 4 years later, she now has a career as an inspirational cycling influencer. And she's just finished an incredible challenge as well, cycling the whole route of the Men's Tour de France, plus the transfers. We can't wait to hear all about it. Welcome, Amy.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
I guess we'll start. How are you feeling? How are the legs?
Well, it's 12 days since I finished, but it feels like a lot longer. And actually, surprisingly, I'm not feeling too bad.
Oh God, I can't even imagine riding a bike for that long. I guess, how was it?
It was hard, but amazing. Like, it was the best experience I've ever done. I loved it. There's moments I hated it, but I loved it overall.
I just couldn't, like, the thought of riding for that many hours and that many kilometers on your bike, like, it's so inspirational, and like, it's such an amazing achievement. It's something, yeah, like, I feel so inspired by, and the fact that you're sitting with us here 12 days after doing that is such an incredible thing. And the fact you did it solo as well, like, is there a reason behind that, or like, how come you did it? Yeah, went down that route, or was there other people involved?
So my husband was supporting me, Kyle.
Okay.
So he was in a car. So he was like stopping along the way, giving me snacks, feeding me, cheering me on. And he did do some of the mountains with me as well. But I was really determined to kind of do it on my own. So like, really lovely people came out and rode with me little bits, and he rode little bits, but I didn't let anyone go in front of me. I was like, you can go next to me or behind me because I don't want to draft. Wow. I had the idea to do it like 3 years ago when I went out to see the Tour de France. And I was like, well, I won't be ready next year because I won't have been cycling long enough. So it'll have to be 2025. I just wanted to do something to raise money for charity, like inspire people and make a difference. So,
and how many kilometers was it in total? Have you got any stats for us?
Yeah, so it was 6,556 kilometers. What? And the elevation, like total going up, was like 74,820 something meters. So nearly 75,000 meters. Round up.
And obviously, like, I feel like doing just the kind of the route that the men do, but what made you kind of add the transfers on as well?
So I was inspired by Lachlan Morton. Mm-hmm. So he's a endurance cyclist. Yeah. He's very well known, and I'm not comparing myself to him because he is on another level. He did it with no support at all, like bike bags, everything like that. And I watched a documentary of him doing it, and it was when I recently started cycling, and I watched it and I was like really inspired, and I thought, oh, I'd love to be able to do that. And then I went out to see the Tour de France in 2023. Yeah. And it was just like such a good atmosphere. And I kept thinking of that documentary, and I was like, right, I'm going to do it. And just decided I wanted to do it. So got home, told Kyle, my husband.
What did he say?
Surprisingly, he was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. Let's do it.
Holiday in France.
Yeah. He knows I'm quite like a determined person, and if I put my mind to something, I'll do it. And yeah. He'll have a trip to France to go to all the bakeries and have loads of croissants. So.
That's great.
Honestly, incredible. And like, you started riding in 2021 or 2020?
Yeah, 4 years ago. Is that 21? Yeah, 2021.
So like a year in, you were like, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I did kind of, my first bike ride with my dad was 45 miles, so he kind of didn't break me in lightly. Yeah.
I think I've ridden that
straight in there.
Yeah. But I started cycling. I'd already had like a base fitness from running. I've always been quite active. But basically I was a mental health nurse and I was really struggling. And it got to a point where I had to leave my job because I was really unwell. And before I left my job, my husband randomly bought me a bike from Halford. Sorry, it wasn't a Pinarello. It was a Carrera.
It is a Pinarello now.
It is a Pinarello now.
Yeah.
It wasn't pink, but it was black and it had pink on it.
Oh, okay. The pink room.
It was too small for me, but we didn't realise that. And yeah, going out on my bike in the Peak District, luckily we live near there, really, it was like the only time like my mind would rest from struggling basically. I was worrying about the people I was working with. I worked with children with eating disorders. And yeah, I just got really low and I always say, like, I don't know where I'd be without the bike. Like, honestly, it did save my life. Like, just going out on those rides and made me want to be here again. It just made me feel something, like going out in the rain makes you feel alive, like when I just felt nothing. So yeah, I just went out. Like, my dad's always cycled as well. He always used to force us on bike rides when we were kids, but I hated it. I literally hated it. Yeah, I hadn't picked up a bike for 10 years when Kyle got me this one. Because when I was 14, I was like, I'm not riding anymore. I don't need to. And then obviously 24, got a bike. So I didn't know how to use, I'd never ridden on a bike with drop handlebars. And like, wasn't like very good at it, but like, and I didn't have cleats until like 2 years in. I was too scared of them. But yeah, just going out in the peaks just helped me so much. And as I say, I started with 45 miles with my dad. My dad's not a typical, he doesn't wear Lycra, he doesn't have cleats. He just goes along with like enough food to feed an army and a massive saddlebag and all this stuff.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Just get on your bike and go.
And he took me out, and yeah, that's it really.
Isn't it crazy how like that one small decision of you getting on a bike has changed your whole life?
Yeah, like honestly, when I started cycling, I was probably the lowest I'd ever been. And like I was at the, like, obviously I always say breakdown, it was really a breakdown. Like I wasn't eating, wasn't sleeping, wasn't myself. Like normally I'm quite a jokey, silly person. That just all went, like I just wasn't myself. And I didn't really want to leave my job because I felt like I'd wasted 4 years at uni because I've trained for 4 years to be a nurse. But it was COVID and it was really difficult. And it got to a point where my mum and my husband had to be like, Amy, like you need to stop. Like you can't keep going to work. Like you're not well yourself. So how can you look after other people? And work were really shocked because I'm really easy, like really good at like putting a brave face on and pretend everything's okay when it's not. But once I left my job, yeah, like if I didn't have the bike to go out and do that, I'm also a swimming teacher, so I did do that a little bit on the side. So I wasn't like completely doing nothing. But yeah, if I didn't have the bike, I don't know what I would have done.
And was really it like as soon as you got on the bike, you're like this is it, this is what I need? Kind
of, like it wasn't easy because the Peak District is brutal with those climbs. Yeah.
Savage.
I think it was because like, you know, when it's really hard going up a hill and all you can focus on is your breathing, like you literally can't think of anything else. And I think it was like the one time where I wasn't like, my mind wasn't like destroying me basically, like because it was awful, like constant intrusive thoughts all the time, like something bad was going to happen or I'd done something bad or like none of those thoughts were there because all I could do was like be like I need to breathe, like I need to like count the pedal strokes,
be outdoors.
So it wasn't like immediate like love because it was hard, but like the more I rode, the more I loved it and wanted to go further and further really.
And was this the Tour de France challenge that you've done? Was that like your first big challenge, or have you done anything that's kind of comparable to that before?
So I did the 24-hour time trial. I've done that twice.
24 hours?
Yeah. So I kind of like built up to Tour de France. I didn't just do it off nothing. Yeah, so it's
twice
like
as well.
Yeah, I did. Well, my first big thing that I did was Paris, which is a big Audax that happens every 4 years. It's a 1,200 kilometre ride, Paris, Brest and back. It's amazing. It's next on in 2027. So I'm definitely doing it again. Wow. Come on, girls, get there.
So when did you do that? What year was that in?
That was in 3 years ago. So 2022.
Yeah, how you like straight on a bike and you're like,
yeah, I'm going to ride.
No, was it 2023? Yeah, 2023, sorry, yeah. So me and Kyle were on our honeymoon, belated honeymoon. Got married before COVID, had the honeymoon after. Nice. And I was reading a book about the history of cycling. I'd literally been cycling a few months. And I read about Paris being like the first big cycling race. Because it used to be like a massive proper pro race, but then they turned it into an Audax because apparently the pros were like rude to the volunteers or something. So that, and I read about it and I was like, Kyle, I don't know what Audax is, but I'm doing this Paris, it's next year. He was like, okay. Little did he know he was going to do it too. Because he then picked up the bike too. Like he didn't cycle or anything. He just bought me a bike randomly. So I did that and I loved that, apart from I got really bad saddle sore, like awful saddle sore. I hadn't had a bike fit or anything like that. And then, yeah, from there I was like, right, what's next? 24-hour time trial. So that was another big one.
What does that even look like? How?
So it's on every year. I missed it this year because I was in France. I've done it twice. Yeah, it's basically just you go round and round. It's open roads, so it's cars on the roads. It's run by volunteers. So they have like marshals along the route. And yeah, it's just like there's 3 different circuits you go around. It's actually in Wem, so it's quite near the border of Wales, I think. And yeah, you just keep going for 24 hours. You stop, like I stopped to eat some solid food and get changed and things like that. But I can't remember like the exact stats, but I think I only stopped for less than an hour the whole 24.
Wow.
The first year I did, I was so annoyed because the first year I did 396 miles. And I was like, I'm so close to 400. I was like, I've got to go back next year. And then last year I did 403, I think it was. So I was
wow, that's amazing.
And what was like the hardest part of that?
I think it's just like the first year was like novelty. So I didn't really get bored. I was kind of like adrenaline. Like I was like, there's loads of other people doing it and it's like good atmosphere. The second year was harder because it's like I've seen these roads like,
and you kind of knew what was and you also had a
store.
target in mind, like you wanted to reach that 400.
So I think it's like the hardest bit was probably in the night because like I started at 11 a.m. so it's 11 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Okay.
So you're kind of riding all day and then it gets to night and obviously you normally go to bed. So your body, like your eyes start to get sleepy and you start to think, I want to go to bed and you can't. So I think that time between like midnight and 2 a.m. was probably like the toughest.
Is it hard to stay awake? I don't think I've ever stayed awake for 24 hours, but
it is.
I've tried.
It is hard to stay awake and I'm quite like, I need my 8 hours of sleep a night. But I think you just kind of get in a mindset of you can't go to sleep. So you just have to keep going. And then at one point I did find myself like closing one eye and then the other. I was like, Amy, stop. You can't do that. You're going to crash.
Tiny little nap.
Yeah, you're going to crash. And then last year, the biggest thing I did was All Points North, which is an endurance race.
Okay.
So that was kind of like prep for this, but that's a self-supported race where it's on every year, but this year it wasn't on. They had a break year. It starts from Sheffield and there's 10 points you've got to get to, but you have to plan your own route. You're not allowed any help from anyone to plan your route or on the course. Like you can't accept help. Like if you get a bike mechanical, you have to fix it basically. Okay. You can't book any accommodation until you're on the route. But I just slept outside. I was all right.
You slept outside?
I slept in a bus shelter one night and a graveyard the second night.
A graveyard?
Graveyard.
You slept
in graveyards on Paris West Paris as well.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we did. Outside. So the All Points North, because it's a race. It's like
I'm not
gonna waste time staying in a hotel.
Do you just like a sleeping bag and just?
So I have like a sleeping bag and a bivvy bag on my bike, and then I didn't plan where I was going to sleep, but it's 1,000 ish, and you have 72 hours to complete it, and the furthest point away was at the border of Scotland. And you're not allowed to share your route or anything. So everyone starts and you go any order. So everyone starts and everyone's going different ways. And so it's quite cool. But yeah, obviously you can book accommodation. And quite a few people did. But I thought, well, first of all, it's wasting time. Second of all, I don't have time right now to be going on my phone looking where to stay. And if I get in a bed, I won't want to get out of it.
Yeah,
so I just like rode along and then I saw this little it was a nice bus shelter. It was like in a little village in the middle of nowhere. It's like a stone one. There was enough room for me, my bike. And you just sleeping bag and a bivvy bag.
No way.
And then the second night, I was coming up to Newcastle and it was bank holiday. Ooh. And I was like, the last thing I want is to be like in Newcastle in the early hours of bank holiday. Like loads of drunk people. Like I felt a bit scared. And then I was going through this little village and there was a church and a graveyard. And I was like, well, we slept in graveyards in France. And it was fine because no one disturbs you. But I was a bit scared sleeping in there, to be honest.
That would
I slept
terrify
for like 2 hours.
me.
It was scary. I did a little video like the tombstones and then I didn't sleep on top of a grave, don't worry. I slept like
just next to it.
Yeah, just next to the church.
At least you had company.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well. But so that was probably my biggest thing I've done before France, which I think I did it in 70 hours.
Wow.
That was my first endurance race. So.
And did you know that you wanted to go down the kind of endurance route of cycling?
Pretty much straight away. Yeah. I tried crit racing. Not for me.
Not fancy the track?
No, I've been on the track.
Have you?
Twice.
Which track?
I've been at Derby Velodrome.
Okay, yeah.
But both times I only got up to the blue line. Sorry.
Oh, maybe
I
we
can't.
should take
You need to take me. I went to Derby and the man was shouting at me. And he was quite aggressive. He was like, go up, keep pedaling. I was like, well, I can't stop pedaling, can I?
No, we'll get you on the track.
And then I went to Lee Valley.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a nice track, to be fair.
That was nice. Yeah, but it was like a few weeks before France. So I was really like nervous anyway because I didn't want to do anything to risk that. Because leading up to France, I was like, I don't want to get injured. So I only got to the blue line again.
So endurance it was.
Enough for me.
Third time lucky.
Yeah, to be fair. Yeah, third time lucky. We'll get you to the top.
Third time lucky, yeah. Well, my husband Kyle went to the top in Derby. He went straight to the top. He's got no fear. But
I feel like sometimes you kind of have to, especially when you haven't been on the track from a younger age and you kind of like have a bit more sense of fear and things. The best thing is to just send it to the top, and then that's like the hardest part done.
Yeah. I just have visions of myself like falling down.
It is a long way to fall, but then if you can ride on the blue line, you can ride at the top.
Yeah, that's what they said to me. But I was like, They were like, come on, up, every time I went past.
You're like,
I was
no,
going
no.
around this blue line. They were like, next time go up. And then I was going like round this marsh. It was like, go up. I was like, no, let's go straight round. But yeah, no, I kind of knew straight away, like endurance. I just love, in a weird way, like I just love challenging myself and seeing how far I can go. So yeah.
We are delighted to be working with Rouvy on What's Occurring Femme, and we have a great offer for you. You can use promo code FEMMES, FEMMES, for an additional 30 days on top of the 7-day free trial.
This is applicable to new subscribers only.
Rouvy's on a mission to bring the indoors to the outdoors, connecting you with real routes from around the world to your home. And in the summer, you can utilise Rouvy to do specific training sessions or to hide from the heatwave.
Rouvy's new route creator tool also allows riders to upload their favourite loops onto Rouvy. Everyone can easily convert their own video into a virtual route to ride at home. We've got some big plans with Rouvy over the next few months, so watch this space.
And remember to use the code FEMMES, FEMMES, for an extra month on us when you subscribe for the first time. And back to the France ride. How do you go about organising and like planning that? Because I mean,
huge.
I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah.
Obviously, I guess you have the routes because you're doing the same as the men, but kind of the transfers, taking all the kit with you, what you need, all of that.
Yeah, it was a lot of planning. I do quite like organising stuff though, so I quite enjoyed the planning. Like, it was a bit stressful because I was very fortunate that I had a contact in the ASO who I actually met when I was on like a trip last year. So he gave me all the routes, but he wasn't able to give me them until 2 weeks before we left. Whoa. So all I had was, you know, the Tour de France website where it shows you like where the start and finish of the stage is. So I knew kind of where they start and finished, but I had no clue like what the elevation was going to be, anything like that, until 2 weeks before.
Wow. I had no idea. I
hilly.
had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah, so they weren't allowed to give me them. So I could plan my transfers before, but obviously I just had to edit the start and end slightly when I got the GPX files. They weren't too hard to plan. I always use like, I've got like apps that I use or whatever, and I always use Google Earth, and I like drop the little man in, check the road, things like that. And actually I was quite like glad I only ended up on one tiny section of gravel the whole time. Wow. I wanted to try and stay off the gravel. But yeah, the accommodation again, because I didn't have the stuff until 2 weeks before, like I couldn't book anything until 2 weeks before. So like I was literally like spent a whole week just like booking loads of stuff. We just went for like the cheapest we could find, apartments, not hotels, because we wanted to cook our own food.
Yeah.
And then kit I was ordering, like I had pretty much everything we needed by like the end of March, because I was like, I don't want to be like a few months before and like ordering stuff and not knowing, like forgetting something. So I got that really early, but it was just take loads of food, basically, loads of stuff for if I get injured, bike stuff. Yeah, we had a massive list of stuff.
Yeah,
what's your go-to snack? What were you loving on the bike?
Because I'm a weirdo, because I don't use gels or carb mix, and I don't drink coffee, so I literally just eat solid food. So I eat a lot, but go-to snacks, I do love a banana, the classic banana.
I thought you were going to say crunchy apple then.
Crunchy apples always, crunchy apples never on a ride, but always after a ride.
After.
Apples really, what is your...
Well, the go-to for me is the Jazz apple. It used to be the Pink Lady.
I'm a pink lady.
But the Jazz has more of a crunch.
Does it?
Yeah.
I like the Pink Lady because of the crunch.
Yeah,
Do you put them in the fridge?
Yeah, always in the fridge.
No, put your apple in the fridge.
I've never done that.
Salute.
You have
Really?
to.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll
They're
try
so
that.
good. But in France, they didn't have many Jazz, but they did have one called a Joya. And that was really nice.
Where do you get Jazz apples from?
Tesco. But they're not very... I'm not very...
I don't really look. I just go... But sometimes, like Aldi have like a different... Like where's the Gala? Like...
Gala's not... Yeah. Gala's
Do you mean like where does that apple come from, or just like
No, I meant shop.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And then you have green
I mean,
apples.
Waitrose are the proper good, but I never do
Elite.
that. It's too expensive.
I thought it'd be like...
I once in my life had a Waitrose Jazz, and it was really good. But,
What kind of apple are you doing?
but yeah.
Also, can we talk about your bike?
Yes.
It
It's over
was,
there.
honestly, and the nails and the kit. Was that
Yeah.
like a plan, like
Yeah.
the pink? Because
Yeah.
I remember I was looking at pictures and like your kit like kind of like matched into, and then I saw your nails and I was like, I love this. Like, because I'm all for
Yeah.
like
I love
look
it.
good, feel good. Like,
Yeah.
do you have like a story behind that? Or
Yeah,
like,
I'm not
what was
happy with my nails at the minute.
Oh.
Giving them
And
a
the cold
rest.
sores that have appeared since France. I think I'm a bit run down.
That's all right.
But yeah, the bike, like my favourite colour is pink. So
It's a good
I was
colour.
very, very like, I couldn't believe, well, first of all, I couldn't believe it when Pinarello contacted me to sponsor me. Like, I think it was, last year I started with them. Like, that was just unbelievable to me anyway. So when they said, like, they knew about my France ride, and I'd done like All Points North and things, and they were like, well, if you want, we can try and sort to get you a my way, like a custom. I was like, really? Like, I just couldn't believe it. They were like, yeah, you can have whatever colour. I was like, well, it's got to be pink. And I've got a name for I always name my bikes, always. So my Pinarello that's at home is Pinny,
Yeah.
7. My gravel Pinarello is Rella, because Rella's a bit more, fierce for the gravel.
Yeah, I like
Pinny
that
and
one.
Rella.
Yeah.
And
I
then my pink one's completely different. So me and Kyle have this thing when we did Paris Brest Paris. There was this guy wearing pink, and every time he went past us, we always said, oh, look, Pink Panther. I don't know why, but we always called him Pink Panther. So when I got my bike, I'm like, oh, I'm getting a Pink Panther, Kyle. And then we're like, oh, what's Pink Panther in Italian? Because obviously it's Italian brand. So it's Pantera Rosa. So it's Pantera for short.
Nice.
Or Panny.
Do
Panny,
you
as we now call her.
Do you name your bikes?
So yeah.
No.
I always name my bikes. Do you not name yours?
Oh, maybe you should.
You
Maybe we
need
should come up with
to.
names.
My teammate Rihanna said Finny on a Pinny. So my
Yeah.
surname's Finucane.
Oh,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
shorten it, like they call me Finny.
Yeah.
She was like Finny on a Pinny.
Yeah, no, I like
But
that.
no, I haven't.
I always name my bikes.
And then my
Yeah.
car's Colin.
Oh, my first car was called Colin.
Yeah, my car's called Colin.
No way.
I
Off
never
topic,
named my
but my
car,
car's
though.
called not a
Never named
bike.
my car, not a bike,
No.
We'll have to come up with some names.
Yeah.
You need to,
Yeah.
definitely. Kyle names his as well. His Pinarello's called Poco.
Poco.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
But yeah, so the bike pink, and then the kit, we got custom kit, which I love.
Yeah, that was
It
so
was
nice.
very nice.
Yeah, and the nails were like a last minute thing. I normally get Tour de France nails with like the France
yeah.
flag, the polka dot jersey, all them. And then I went to the nail person. I was like, actually, maybe I should get some to match my kit.
Yeah.
And I can't believe they lasted 4 weeks.
Yeah, to be
That's
fair, I
actually-
saw a pic, like at the end, I think you did an interview somewhere in Paris, and I was like, damn, the nail's still
Lasted.
good.
The nails
No.
looking good.
Kyle was looking after me well. I didn't have to do any bike mechanics. If I was, because when I did All Points North, my nails didn't last for like 70 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when you start doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to prioritize the nails.
Yeah.
No, I loved it.
What about, was there any moments on your ride that you were like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is really hard. I need a day off.
Yeah. Well, I had one rest day, so that was needed. The hardest day for me was the Tourmalet day. So that was like a mountain stage in the Pyrenees. I knew that I still had the Alps to come after that, and I knew I still had like a mountain day the next day. The day before I think it was the day before, I had a TT, which was up a mountain. But to get to it on the transfer, I had to go up Cold Aspen twice, there and back. So I'd already done this mountain like twice, and then on the Tourmalet day, I had to do that mountain again. Because obviously the transfer went over the mountain and back, because the tour was really like back and forward.
Yeah.
So I was a bit tired, and I knew I had Tourmalet first and then 3 more mountains after it. And it was the biggest mountain I'd ever climbed in my life, because I've only ever been to the Alps once. So it would be the highest point I'd ever been on my bike. And Kyle came down to go up it with me. And I was like, Kyle, I'm really like mentally, I knew my body could do it, but that's fine. But if your mind's struggling, then I always say like, if you've trained, it's like 20% your body, 80% your mind. Because if your mind's in a bad mood,
That's so true.
it's just like your body's not going to do it. So I said to Kyle, I was like, right, I need some pep talk up here, because I'm feeling a little bit like not good. And we were going up, and my mind was just like, you can't do this. Like, you've still got 3 more mountains after this. You've still got the Alps. Like, this is horrible. And I remember Kyle going to me, Amy, just look up. Like, it's really beautiful. And I was like, all I can see is the concrete in front of me. I was like, all I can see is the tarmac. He was like, Amy, just stop being silly. Come on now. And I did have a little cry. And then I got over myself, and I was like, come on, Amy, like, you've chosen to do this. Like, there's people with real problems in the world. You're doing a bike ride. You're in the most beautiful place. Like, just look up, tell your mind to shut up and get on with it, really. And then I looked up, and it was so beautiful. And yeah, we got up there, and the rest of the day, it was one of my favourite days in the end, because it was like such a good feeling getting to the top, and like,
I guess when you've overcome like the fight in your mind as well.
Yeah.
Because that is like, yeah, as you said, one of the biggest kind of
yeah,
like, things that can stop you in
it's
your
really
tracks.
hard. And I think it's so easy to get in a negative mindset and like hard to get out of it. But I always have little sayings that I say to myself, like, I can and I will. Like, I do that to the pedal strips, like, I can, I will. And like, I always remind myself as well, like, nothing's really as hard as what I went through when I did struggle back in lockdown. Like, nothing is ever as hard as that. So no matter like how much I'm hurting right now, it's not as bad as that. So just keep going, and yeah, and just think of the end feeling. And I did this weird thing, because someone rode with me for like a few miles, and they said, oh, I bet it's like muscle memory now, like your body's just carrying on pedaling, like you're not even thinking about it. I was like, I'm thinking about it, but yeah. And then but that really helped me, because like when I was any mountain I was struggling on, La Loz being one of them, that was awful. Like that was a brutal climb at the end of a mountain stage. That was the highest point. And it was like 26 kilometers long, that climb. And I was like, oh, I was just going up there like, this is horrible.
Oh my gosh.
And then I was like, remember what that man said about just being muscle memory now? And I was like, yeah, my legs can do it. Like, it's just muscle memory. I was like, separate your mind from your body. Like, no matter what your mind is telling you now, you've got to keep pedaling. So just pedal. I was like, just pedal, just pedal, just pedal. And I just kept doing that. And I used music as well, but I didn't listen to loads of music. I like riding in silence. I'm a bit of a weirdo.
I was going to ask if you like listen to music or like podcasts or...
I had a playlist that I put out, and I asked everyone I put it on my Instagram and said everyone just add songs in. So it was really nice. Yeah. So like anyone that followed me put songs in. So like I never knew what song was going to come on next. Ooh. But I only used it when I was really struggling, which I think I used it maybe like 50% of the days for like a few hours a day. Because also I didn't want my phone to run out of battery. So I was like saved it. But yeah, up La Loz, I definitely used the playlist, which was nice. Yeah.
And how did you prepare for the whole thing? And especially like the big climbs, like we don't really have them in the UK. How did you go about preparing for it?
So I had a coach, last year I got a coach, and that's been really helpful. But I always say I think you can do these things without a coach, because I know it's not something everyone can afford to have. I think cycling is expensive enough as it is, and all the other challenges I've done without a coach. And I think for me it's just riding as much as I can, riding back to back. So every weekend I do 2 long rides, and then in the week I do interval sessions to push me a little bit more.
How long's long for you?
So I do leading up to it, obviously I needed to do long. So 8 hours on a Saturday and 6 hours on a Sunday.
8 hours?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever ridden a bike for that long.
Yeah, well, some of the days in France were 12 hours, not including stop. That was actual physical riding.
And then you're doing them back to back.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's crazy. When you break things down and put it all in, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I know everyone keeps saying this to me, but I'm just
I feel like you just say it. So just in 12 hours, and we're
it's weird because Carl's people said how do you feel when you finish, and I'm just I don't really know. I don't know if it's really set in, because it's only 12 days ago. It's still fresh, but yeah, it's for me it's just riding my bike. It was hard. Don't get me wrong, it was really hard. But there's so many people that do harder stuff.
And what about when you got to Paris on that final day? I think I saw on your Instagram that you were tackling Paris is such a big city, so busy, so many cars, people. How did you navigate that? Because it's probably not as we watch it on TV and it's they have closed roads and the riders can do what they want. It wasn't exactly like that for you, was it?
No, it was horrible. So the last day, I was obviously really excited to finish. It was a weird feeling. I had a little cry on my own, happy tears. In the morning, in the dark, I set off in the dark because I knew it was a long day. And I had a little cry of I can't believe I'm going to do it, because I didn't think, part of me didn't think I could. And then from going 28, well, it's day 29, but 28 days of pretty much riding on my own a lot of the time, with really quiet roads, to then getting into Paris and being whoa, this is stimulus, overload. It was, and then obviously getting into Paris, you think, oh, I'm nearly done. But then you look at your Garmin and you've got 46 or whatever miles it was in Paris, and I was this is going to take absolutely for hours. It did, and it did take hours, because obviously you've got cars coming at you, and it's really good for the cycle lanes actually, because I was really worried that it was just going to be road and there'd be no
especially traffic lights and crossings, and
they had really good cycle lanes. So there was cycle lanes, but so many other cyclists in them, and people on e-bikes and electric scooters and just it was just crazy. And then the Champs-Élysées, there's the middle bit that's got no cars.
Isn't it
or anything.
a 7-lane roundabout?
Yeah.
I remember I rode through it once and I was whoa.
It was horrible. So there's
7-lane roundabout.
Yeah, it's
and there's
crazy.
no proper lanes. Everyone just kind of merges. Oh God. There's a middle bit around the Champs-Élysées, which is for walking and I think cycling. I went in it, so I hope it was. But nothing, no cars can go in there. But obviously to get into that middle centre bit, you've got to get through the cars, and you can't just go straight through.
And then get out as well.
Yeah. So it's just weaving. At one point I nearly got hit, because I was going through, and then all the cars were coming together, and I was just wedged in between two cars. But yeah, Kyle did a few laps of that with me, so the more of us there the better. But yeah, it was a weird feeling being in Paris. I did actually quite enjoy the cobble climb, the cobble climb they put in. I liked that. The first one up, I wasn't very happy. I started getting really silly. I was oh, I can't do it. I was like, don't be so silly, Amy. Like, you literally got 3 of this and then you're done.
Yeah.
And I was like, the first one, I was really like negative. And then I did it and I was like, oh, it's not that bad actually. I think because everyone had been talking about it and saying, like, oh, it's going to be a brutal end with this climb. And I was like, actually, it wasn't.
Was that
Compared to what you've done as well.
Yeah, it wasn't your first time on cobbles, was it?
I've done I did Pyro base sportive, so I've done cobbles before.
I was going to ask that if you'd ridden.
Yeah.
Damn, you've
not
done it all.
massive
You've
fan
done
of
it
them.
all.
Not a massive fan of the
4
cobbles.
years
I've gotta
in,
say.
ticked everything off.
But yeah, the cobbles weren't that bad. They were like, there wasn't like ones where your wheel could fall down or anything. So, because that's what I was envisioning.
Yeah.
So it was fine. And then like when I got to the finish, I just kind of like didn't really, you know, when you think, oh, I'll finish and I'll feel really like I just kind of like, oh, I'm done now. Just go and get pizza.
Did you feel like relief, or did you feel
a bit sad? Like,
yeah,
I've felt a bit sad since I've come home, to be honest.
Really?
Like, yeah, because it's done. Like, you're kind of thinking about it. It's like what I've been aiming for.
Yeah.
And now I'm home and I'm just like back to the UK busy roads of people that like hate cyclists and like I miss the Alps and I miss the quiet roads in the mountains but like I'm so grateful for the experience. So like I always say, like, I can just take myself back there whenever I want in my mind. Like I've got that now.
And the
so
memories and things.
And obviously you did this for charity as well.
Yeah.
What charity was it and how much have you raised so far?
So I did it for Shout and the Mix. So they have 2 parts of the charity, like an adult and a child part, and they're like a 24/7 tech support service, which the reason I wanted to do that is because when I struggled, like if I didn't have my family to ring or lean on, like I don't know what I would have done. And I know there's people that don't have like supportive family or even have family, so being able to text at any time of the day I think is so important. So that's why I chose to do it for them. And my target was £10,000. On day 2 we reached that, and I was like, what the actual, like, how has this happened? I honestly, because I always,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I always like, I'm not very good at believing in myself, and that's what Kyle said since this. He was like, I hope that you believe in yourself more now. But and then it just kept going up and up and up, and I was like, what is happening? And now the figure, and it's still going up, people are still donating, but with gift aid, which I didn't know made a massive difference. Gift aid adds like 10 grand on or something.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Wow.
90,000 we're on. Well, 90,400 or something. Yeah.
Wow.
The charity can't believe it because they're not a massive charity. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. You must be so like, I don't know, to see what you're giving back to a charity must be quite special.
And it's so inspiring because I like what you say, like the 80-20. I really like truly believe that, and it's something I've learned about sport. About yes, you can be physically ready and prepare as much as you can, but the mental side of it is so big. And how like there'll be days where like I get to racing and like for me I race in 30 seconds and like the mental side of it was like I need to cry or I feel this way, and there's like your mind starts to shut off, but you still have this goal of like I want to win this race or want to achieve this massive achievement. And I think listening to your story, like I've just been here listening to it, and it's incredible because
it really
I can relate
is.
so much, and I feel like I can feel and understand how you are as an athlete, and you'll grow like like I hope you take confidence from this because you achieved that, and your mind probably told you many times like no, like you can't do it, and that's such like as an athlete, as a person you'll grow, and it's been incredible to listen to that, and I've loved it.
And is there maybe like anybody listening to this that's maybe struggling with mental health, or is there any advice that you'd give them?
I'd say like just don't be ashamed of it. But I think like the more that we talk about it, like the more you talk about it, the more you realise that like quite a lot of people struggle and to get help. Do not like put off getting help, because I did that. Like I was a mental health nurse, so I thought I should be fine, and I was embarrassed to get help because I thought it's like I'm helping people, so like I can't get ill. But like anyone can struggle, so no matter what you do, who you are, like get help, go to your doctors, go to a charity. Like there's always support available, and don't think that it makes you a weak person, because it really doesn't. It makes you a strong person, because if you can get through it, then you can get through anything.
You do your tips every day on Instagram.
Yeah.
What like is that like on the spot or
On the
like
spot.
what's and you just I think they're incredible.
I love that as well.
Yeah, I think because I always have this thing in like me, like where I do still have that like not regret, but maybe regret, like that I'm not a mental health nurse, and that's what I thought I was going to do. So I always like to try and like use a bit of that knowledge still to help people if I can. So I do a little mental health tip every morning on my Instagram. But they are on the spot when I get off. I'm just like, right, what should the tip be today? But sometimes it's stuff that I need. Sometimes the tips I'm doing are like for me as well. Yeah. Like because I need reminders too. So
that's amazing. Yeah, I love them. Yeah,
oh,
great.
That's good.
And I dare to ask, but have you got any more challenges lined up now that you're back from your epic Tour de France challenge?
Yes, but I can't tell you what it is yet.
Oh,
so
I'm intrigued.
Secret one.
To be confirmed. No, to be revealed. Me and Kyle are doing something next year, something big, and I have been planning it since January, and the planning is continuing. So it's something big. But yeah, next year.
Oh, I can't
When are
wait to find
you?
out.
When are you dropping it?
October.
Oh,
So
watch
not long.
this space. October.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
But yeah, Kyle will be riding too this time, so
Oh,
he won't be in a car.
Can you give any
Exciting.
like clues? Or
I
is
think
it
it'll give
secret?
it away if
Oh.
I give any clues.
It's a secret.
Yeah, it's a big secret.
Well, we'll
I can
wait
tell
for
you
that.
two after this. But
We'll get the no.
a reminder that today's show is hosted by Pinarello, and we're lucky enough to be in the Wilmslow store today. And me and Emma actually both love riding at F-Series bikes, don't we, Emma?
We do.
We went on a ride recently together,
We
didn't
did.
we?
The cafe ride was really, really fun. And I've actually ridden a lot more on the road since having my new bike. It makes such a difference.
Do you love it?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. The white on the road against the kit is amazing. It's such a dream to ride.
This is your start of you becoming a road rider in the future.
No, guys, don't worry about that. But it does make a huge difference having a nice bike and being able to go out. I think, yeah, it definitely makes it more enjoyable. It definitely makes you want to go out because you have this such a nice bike underneath you. And yeah, I do really enjoy it.
Don't just take our word for it. Head to your local Pinarello retailer and check out the whole range for yourself.
Search Pinerella store locator to find your nearest store.
I have some questions, actually. I'm planning my longest ever ride. It is nowhere near as long as anything you've done, but it's riding from the north to the west of Wales.
I saw this on your Instagram.
Yeah.
I was like, yay. Looks good.
Yeah, longest I've ever ridden. I'm petrified. Don't know if I can actually do it. What tips would you give me?
Don't be petrified and tell yourself you can do it. I'd say for me, like one of the really random things that people don't tend to think about is get your body used to eating what you need to eat before. Like don't try anything new. Don't try any new snacks. Like leading up to it, like do rides and eat fuel as if you're fueling for that. Like and you need probably to eat more than you think. Like I ate every hour on the bike when I was in France because you're burning so much.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one thing that could stop you is energy. Because if you've trained and you've got the right mindset and you've done the training, then as long as you fuel yourself, like you can definitely do it. I'd say definitely just like take your time. Average speed went out the window in France.
I was going to say, I need to average this speed to make sure I get there before dark. And
don't worry about that. Like I'm exactly like that. And it is good to have a target. Like I'd always be like, right, I want to average this speed and be done by this time. But realistically, does it really matter what time you do it? Like what time you finish? Like just go to bed a bit later. It's not the end of the world. Just have your lights with you. And yeah, as long as you do it, like no one, I think the only person judging your speed really is you, and anyone outside judging it is, to be honest, an idiot. So.
Do you have a time? Do you have a time frame for this, or are you just gonna do?
As in, like how long?
Yeah.
Well, I want to start like as soon as it gets light.
How many miles is it?
Well, it's going to be between 270 to 300 kilometers. I'd really like to do 300.
Yeah.
That's like double, triple, however far I've ridden before.
You can do it.
But I'm also really worried about the kind of that mental side of it. I'm like, the other day I rode like 120k and like my back really hurt, and that's all I could think about the whole ride was like how much my back hurt. And I feel like just like having that in the back of my head I need to get that out and kind of not think about that. But
I know what you mean, because I'm like that when I had like a bit of I didn't have any injuries actually, but like I had like something niggling a
just
bit,
like
start thinking about it,
and that's all you can
get
think
worse
about.
and, yeah.
It's when you get tired as well. You're like you focus on something.
I always like do this weird thing in my head where I'm like, my body's going to adapt. My body's got to adapt. It's got no choice. Like in France, I was like I started worrying about like injuries and stuff. Like I got I didn't get any saddle sore, but I got a blister like 3 days from the end. And I was like, well, my bum will have to adapt. It's got no choice.
Deal with it.
It'll adapt and heal. I was like, come on.
But that's like the mental strength.
It's like just
that's
putting it to the back of your
I think
mind.
you definitely like doing what you've done, like from the background of cycling you have, like you'll be fine, honestly. Like it's kind of good that you've not done that distance before, because I think like if you've done it before, then it's like doing it again is like
almost harder.
Harder because you've done
like
it before and you're like, oh, I should be able to do it again. Like, but I think it's like going into the unknown is like that's the exciting bit.
Yeah,
you'll be so proud of yourself as well.
We'll see. I'm excited, but scared. But you got any challenges, Emma?
Oh, well, my I will do nothing. Like, it's incredible.
I feel like this is like two different
Yeah,
extremes.
we're the opposite.
You're
Like,
cycling.
yeah, but to me, what you do is just amazing. Like, I could never do that.
Mine's like 10 seconds. Yours is
10,000
seconds
hours.
of, like, absolute beast mode.
Challenges. What's something like I would... We talk about the ground speed. Was it the ground
Oh yeah, like
speed?
land speed record.
That would be pretty
Yeah.
Oh wow.
cool. Or so something in track sprinting is we do a flying 200 meters, and the world record for females is 9.9 seconds. So a girl's gone. So I would love to break that world record. Like, that would be a huge challenge.
Yeah.
And for a female to go sub 10 seconds is like, it's insane. And where the sport's progressing, and we're getting, like, we are far away from the men, but the time between us is getting smaller and smaller.
What's your PB at the moment for it?
10-0.
Or
So close already.
Yeah,
So
but
close.
it's so close, but it's not.
That's
In
your name.
sprinting
in sprinting, it's like milli seconds.
Yeah.
It's like 10.05 or something.
That's got your
and
name written all over it.
I don't know. That would be a really cool challenge. But challenge for me is something, I don't know, world records are like, they're there to be broke, like a challenge. And I'd love to have that challenge. But I don't know, you got any thoughts?
I don't know. I feel like to challenge
sounds
you, it needs to be something completely different, like at something longer distance. 'Cause
Yeah.
you haven't really done that
Riding a stage of the
before.
tour?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Do a stage of the women's or something next
Yeah,
year.
next
They do
year.
Should I do it with you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Go
don't
for
think
it.
I would. I actually would
You
not get
would.
around. No, I wouldn't.
Would you
You
even be
honestly
allowed
would.
to do that? Would your coaches let you?
Okay, post LA, 2028.
Yeah, well, let's all do
I'll
it.
do a challenge.
If you do a stage of the tour, I'll come with you.
Post
Us three
2028
could
LA.
We could
Yeah.
all do it.
Sweet.
Should we all
let's do it.
Can we get a pink bike as well for it?
Please,
Yeah.
Pinarello.
For Pinarella. We all need a matching
but
bike.
that would be such a huge challenge. Like, I would.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you'd be able to do it.
Wow.
That would
Well,
be really-
I feel excited.
You've said it here.
Yeah.
It's happening.
Yeah, it's happening now.
Oh no.
Let's just hope
be
it's not
listening
like.
what?
Let's just hope it's not like Col de la Laz or something.
Yeah, imagine. No, it'll be good.
Be walking up the hill.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the pod and chatting to us, Amy. It's been amazing to hear your story and hear all about the challenges that you've been doing. So thank you.
No, thanks
Yeah,
for
I've
having me.
loved it, honestly, listening to your stories, and yeah, it's even given me a bit of like excitement, and
You're gonna
yeah,
go
I can
ride
feel like the
160
energy
miles.
that you bring. Maybe not, but yeah, and like the stories and how like I do understand what you mean, and it's incredible that you've overcome it, and I can't wait to see what's next. So yeah, thank you for coming on board.
Oh no, thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, and thank you for everybody to listening as well.
Thanks. Hoi wow.
Well about.
Hoi Val.
Oh.
Nailed it. Nearly there.